Cuisenaire mic. So.
Well, there's been some contentious things going on. One of which was about how do colourblind people cope with Cuisenaire rods, and it is a real issue, certainly. One strategy which we've started to deploy is to have a set of the 10 rods with the colours written on, so that although they still may not be able to differentiate the colours from one another so easily, they have got the words and the names of the colours printed on the rods. Yeah, let's start off with the youngest children in Cuisenaire.
Okay. I've never found a problem with the colours because they are all related by size. Then that's what we focus on, really. We might call them the orange one. There's your orange one.
Yeah.
We might call them the orange one or the brown one or the pink one, but on the whole, I haven't found the naming of the colours an issue. And with older students where it has been, I'm using the word students because it sometimes applies with teachers, these are handy to help remind them what to call them. But with younger children, it is a matter of having a tray and letting them make pictures and patterns with them, which they will do ad infinitum. A lot of them are symmetrical, and a lot of them employs the structures of the rod. So this is the the absolutely iconic structure for a set of all 10 rods. And gradually, when they've made that starts getting integrated into what else they're making. So that'll be built into some sort of sail for a boat or a house roof, or and you can begin to see these iconic patterns sort of coming through. So it is a matter of making something, talking about describing it, making something similar or different to somebody else, and getting to grips with all the relationships between the rods.
Yes, and in terms of relationships, because we can label these as W, R for red, G for green, and so on down to capital B for blue and O for orange. We can have young children writing equations. So if we take the pink as the answer, what can we make that's the same length?
I was going to do yellow.
All right, go for yellow then. That's fine. What can we? How many equations can we make where the answer is yellow?
Or in simpler sort of words, how many trains can you make with a train being a number of rods lined up
An equal
end
length.
to end?
Yeah.
So how many trains can you make of equal length to the yellow? How many different trains can you make? So, or as a child said to me once, I'm going to make a yellow sandwich with all the different fillings in it. And how many different fillings can you make? What counts as different? And how does that alter according to which of the rods you use?
And I did some work with some younger children, which involved them.
Sorry, do you want to do something?
I just want to do that. Yep, I just want to do that in terms of this being R plus W equals Y for yellow. And here was another equation, R plus W plus R equals yellow equals Y. And getting them to not worry about the lengths of them, but looking at them in terms of the proportional lengths, and writing symbols to describe what they've done. And with very young children, I'm referring to reception age children. Some of the children who had an equation such as this, R plus W equals Y, I mentioned that they could write this as 2R. R plus R is the same as 2Rs. And they seemed quite happy with that. That didn't seem to be problematic at all.
I think it's timing with something like that, isn't it? You don't do that straight away.
Absolutely.
You feed that in.
It was because they'd already done something in the first instance that I could then respond to.
So this, already I can see that there's quite a lot of sandwich fillings that you can make that are different to each other. So that's a really lovely task and can stretch right the way up.
Yes.
And I did want to say something about the values, because I think people commonly move quite quickly to calling this the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and that we've got to get on. How do they know what number that is? Well, it isn't one number. And I actually would not use any number values specifically attached to these rods until about year 3. I think for reception year 1, year 2, you just work on the relationships between them.
That's right.
And working on the equations, and then when you get as far as year 3, you can say, okay, if I'm calling this 1, tell me what the values of the other rods are.
Or
if I'm
this
calling
one,
this one, what are the value of the
what's
other
the
rods?
fractional value of that one?
And that
so on.
in year 3 then opens up a whole new Cuisenaire world, doesn't it, Mike?
It does, yeah.